Ben Hyde here at CES 2016. This is the last day of the show, and today we saved probably some of the best, niftiest stuff for last. We're here at Ford, taking a look not only at the amazing GT behind me, but they're really dedicating themselves to autonomous cars in 2016 and beyond. And we're going to be taking a look at Ford's solution and what Ford can do with self-driving cars and just the awareness that the car has through all the sensors. And we're going to be looking at that right away. So we've got Wayne here from Ford to tell us really about Ford's autonomous entry, kind of their angle, their pitch, just how it compares to other companies that are out there, because clearly autonomous is going to be the way of the future.
Automated driving is a hot topic right now, and Ford has actually been in the autonomous research area for over 10 years. We go back quite a ways on that. The vehicle that we're standing in front of happens to be our latest generation that we're using as a research platform to develop algorithms for a level 4 fully autonomous system.
So level 4, that is completely fully autonomous. So you just hop in, tell it where you want to go, and it shows up there all safe and sound.
That's right. That's right. The level 3 is where you can go autonomous for a while, but the driver is always there to take over, take control again. Level 4 is the no driver needed.
We've talked to a few other people, as far as when they figured that this could actually hit real production, like real possibility. Do you have any, looking into the future, into your crystal ball? Of course, there's tons of regulation and everything involved with that, in politics and safety concerns. But when do you see the capability is going to be there, and when do you think roughly that we could be looking at a level 4 car?
So we think that the sensor technology, the sensors are continuing to evolve, and as the demand grows, the price comes down, and so all that's going to continue. The technology is continuing to be developed, and as we expanded, like you probably heard it earlier in the week, we've expanded our research fleet. We think that the sensors themselves will be there in like 4 years or so. The bigger question may be some of that other infrastructure questions that may be out there.
So we've talked before with some other people, and so you're confident that the sensors and the capability of the car contained in itself is going to be enough to drive in all driving conditions, or are we talking basically like California until the roads get wet and rainy? I mean, because there's those concerns as well, like perfect driving conditions. I could see it being quite simple. But now we're talking adverse weather conditions, whether it's rain, we're from Canada, we get snow on the road, what then?
That's absolutely right. We do a lot of our testing in Detroit, in Michigan, and Michigan has been known to have some bad weather on an occasion. But yeah, so level 4 is actually, there are still some boundaries about when you can drive. It's not all the time anywhere. That's a more level 5 system. So there are some boundaries there. But we do a lot of testing in Michigan, and the weather does tend to get bad, and I'll just leave it there.
Good. So that's really cool that Ford is actually, they're not playing catch up. Like you said, they've been in it for 10 years. They're committed to this. They're committed long term, and other companies we talked to, and they're talking level 4 in 10 years. So if you guys figure 4 years, you'll be ready. Depends if the markets are ready, but that could be very interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions to be solved out there, and that's part of the reason that we've expanded the size of our research fleet. We've gone from 10 vehicles, we'll be up to 30 vehicles by the end of next year, all geared towards doing that algorithm development.
Right. So over our shoulder here, what's going on? Like we're seeing on top of the roof of the car, there's sensors. So just talk to us about that a little bit and let us know what's going on.
Okay. So what you're seeing here, those 4 sensors on top are called LiDAR. It stands for light detection and ranging. Operates on a very similar function as a radar, except instead of using radio frequency, it uses a laser beam. And in fact, in this case, you've got 128 lasers that are spinning around, bouncing off of all the objects around it. And that allows the car to develop a 3-dimensional picture of the world around it. If we're going to drive autonomously, it's got to know where everything is. We call that situational awareness. So the car always has to be aware of its surroundings so that it can drive safely. So what you're seeing in the trunk here is what we refer to as our virtual driver. Essentially, it's the computer, the brains of the outfit, that takes the place of the person in the driver's seat. And it is responsible for collecting all of the information coming from the sensors. We use a combination of LiDAR and camera and radar, and there's a few ultrasonics around. We use a combination of all those things to form that complete 3-dimensional, 360-degree picture of the world around the car. The virtual driver then has to collect that knowledge together and then make decisions about how it should operate, how it should turn the steering wheel, how it should step on the gas or the brake. Those commands are then fed to the vehicle itself, to the subsystems, the ECU and the power steering control module, to actually make the vehicle drive.
Well, thank you very much for your time and for taking us through what Ford is doing autonomous at CES 2016.
My pleasure. I enjoy talking about it.